You're still live on Business Focus, your weekly business and economic analysis program. Tonight on the Movers segment, we're going to be speaking to Ivy Appiah. She's the Chief Executive Officer of TIWAJO Company Limited. They're the producers of Paradox natural cosmetic products. She's going to be telling us all about her business, how she started, and the prospects moving forward. Thanks very much, Ivy, and thanks for joining us in the studio.
Thank you.
So tell us a bit about TIWAJO Industries Limited and when you started.
TIWAJO Industries started in 2007, straight after finishing school. It started as a beverage manufacturing company, which we mainly dealt in yogurt production. But in 2010, we had to switch due to power issues and all that. So as a biochemist, we quickly formulated a cosmetic product, which we called Paradox. And I remember we started from our porch. When I say we, myself and my husband, who is my business partner, we started from our porch. And I remember the first production were just 20 bottles. And we were able to produce and share it to friends. And the feedback was wow. So we decided to move on and make TIWAJO Industry grow into a business. So we started from the porch. We went to rent two stores that we're producing from. And it moved from one state to the other. The employment, we had to employ more people because people were really loving the product. Because we did a lot of research before starting to produce Paradox.
How did you raise that initial capital to start your business?
I went through the registration process in the normal registration process.
I mean, the initial capital to start your business, how did you raise that money?
Okay. It was a movement from one business to the other. So it's like the capital from that business was just pumped in. And
how much was that?
Around at that time it was around 20,000. Yes. So it was just pumped in to start the soap business. And because we believed in starting small, we always had to just move from one stage to the other. So we started as we had. I mean, we didn't go for any loan. We started with what we had. We used the resources we had around, and we moved from there.
So these are natural cosmetic products. How do you source your raw materials?
We have a village that we go there for the cocoa potash. You know, there are places that where the cocoa farmers are, they throw the pod away. So we gathered the people who also process it into black soap for us. We've actually trained them. We've given them the skills for weighing and the stuff they need to go through the process for us. And they actually do it, and then we go for it to the factory. So that's how we source.
So you've got a factory?
We have a factory.
Which you produce?
Yes.
And how much did it cost you to put up this factory?
In fact, putting up the factory, as I said, it was a gradual process. It took us like 2 years to do that. We got the land, and the total cost will be around 40,000 to 50,000, because when we moved in, it was still in process.
And then you went on to employ people.
Yes.
How many people did you start with?
We started with, it was just myself and my husband, and then after a few months, like 6 months down the line, we got someone. So we were 3, but now we are permanent. We have a permanent staff of 8, and we have casuals as and when we need them. Yes.
And so how much do you produce in a day?
In a day, we can produce like 1,200
Is that
bottles.
your peak production?
That's not our peak production. We produce according to the number of sales we can make in a day. But as and when we have more orders, we just employ more casuals, and then we move to the next stage of production.
And have you got the markets for these products?
We do. We have the market for Paradox cosmetics. We sell them in the major supermarkets like ShopRite, in all their branches, Melcom branches, and we have individual distributors who are positioned in various regions across Ghana who also take it. And our main selling point is that we make it their product by producing for them, so that they will market it as they still go with Paradox, but we put their contact details on it, and they become the producers for.
It's good to hear you talk about your story and how you started and the strides you've made ever since. But you know, there are quite a number of cosmetic products on the market, and even for most of them that are imported into the country. How are you measuring up to the competition?
Well, we believe that we are just taking our local products, what people know. Alata Samna is what people have been using over the years. So we are just taking it to the next level, repackaging it mostly for Ghanaians, and also Ghanaians who are living outside the country and all that. Everybody who knows black soap knows that it's a good product. So we are just repackaging it, branding it well for the market. So what makes us stand out is that actually in my first degree, I did a research into some herbs that had antimicrobial functions. And since I started, I mean, we always introduce those herbs, and also, so it does more than just showering.
People use it. And how competitive are your prices?
In fact, we have on the shelves that we sell, ours is the most affordable. I wouldn't say the cheapest, but it's the most affordable, because we believe that it's our local product, and we want the normal Ghanaian to use black soap with convenience. Gone are the days when you buy it in a round paper, and then you use it, and when it's exposed to air, it melts naturally. So it's like the inconvenience, you can't travel with it and all that. So ours is the most affordable.
I asked about the competitive price, and also because of the cost of production.
Exactly.
What is the cost of production?
Well, it's not too high, because we have stepped back to do the processing of the potash to black soap ourselves, not directly, but we have also mobilized the people who can do it for us. So in production, anytime you step back, it makes your cost cheaper. You understand?
But of course, in a system where we have erratic power supply, you know, we visited your factory, we saw there were lights out, and you had to stop production.
Exactly.
Obviously, this would go to an actual cost of production.
Exactly. So we have a way of going around it, because we moved from a product that was perishable, that needed light throughout. When we ventured into cosmetics, we had to find a way around these things. So for production, it doesn't stop, because when it stops, when we are doing this,
have you had to buy generators?
That's where we are getting to, because now we started using machines in some of the processes, but most of our processes still are manual. So anytime we are using a machine and there's an issue, normally we switch, but we are looking for ways to also improve that by getting a plant in our main factory. Where we came is the interim factory, so we are building a bigger one that will accommodate all that.
So quite apart from the challenge of erratic power supply, what other challenges are you confronted with?
Well, it's inflows of these foreign products, especially the Chinese products that are coming in that are extremely cheaper because of the labor cost and all that. I mean, we are trying to give out quality, but I realize that some Ghanaians is about price. So it becomes very difficult to also push your product. Those who know the product know that it's a quality product, and they buy more. That's why we quickly had to innovate by getting them in smaller packs, so that people can easily afford it to use it for the first time, and they get stuck to it. I have people who were using the big brands, imported brands, and when they use Paradox, they've stopped. They get stuck to the product because of the health benefit they are getting from it. So, I mean, the competition is there, but we are finding ways to go around.
And so currently you only supply to the local market. What are your ambitions? What's your 5-year plan, for instance?
Wow. So we are, generally since we started, we've had people who come and buy for export to the US. What our main challenge was that we have not been able to position Paradox on the international market, because we were rebranding for exporters who were taking the product outside in their own brand to sell. So now in the future, we want to position Paradox as an international brand and get it as far as Walmart. That's our dream. Yeah.
Great. You know, your story sounds quite encouraging and convincing for a lot of young people out there who want to become entrepreneurs like you. Okay. People come out of school and there are no jobs to do. What's your encouragement out there to people who are watching and want to be like you someday? Yeah,
I always tell people that it's good to be passionate about something. And it's one thing being passionate, and another thing looking for what the resources you have to get the thing you are passionate about running. Because when we started with the yogurt, I remember I started with my National Service Fund. I mean, it was so small, but I managed to start because I didn't want to go for money into a business that I'm not too sure of. So I used everything around me I could find at that time just to start. So you don't need so much resources. It's about your passion It's about what you want to do, the sacrifices you have to make to get yourself there. Because it's not like you just start, we come out of school feeling that we are in a class. And, you know, people will see you and you tell them, well, so what are you into? Or where are you now? I mean, they want to hear big things, because for people with biochemistry background like me, as soon as we come out, we are all looking for Nestle, Unilever and all that, the big companies. So people come out and then they are all also going for those same things. So how much are you ready to sacrifice to get to where you want to get?
You talked about capital injection, which is quite important for every business that's hoping to expand its frontiers, especially as you seek to go to international. Do you have any plans of listing, or getting equity for people to also be part of your business and pumping some more cash?
Yeah, so we are working hard to get on the stock market, which is not too far, because now we have the ones that focuses on small businesses.
The Ghana Alternative Exchange Market.
So we are also looking for those opportunities to get there. And because of that, we are actually reshaping the business to get it right. You know, sometimes you start and then the books and all that are not in order. So we are quickly making sure that these things are in the right perspective so that we can get there.
Ivy Appiah, it's a pleasure having you on the program. Thank you very much. I've been speaking to Ivy Appiah. She is the Chief Executive Officer of TIWAJO Industries Limited. They are the producers of natural cosmetic products, Paradox, on the local markets. Thanks for watching.